the 1950s, Mark Rothko explored how forms could float in space, sometimes advancing toward you, other times quietly receding away from you. Now, by looking at his paintings, there's a number of ways that we can discern how these effects are achieved. However, Rothko was notoriously hermetic about his studio practices. We don't know all that much about what materials he used and how exactly he did it, but by looking closely, we can learn a lot. Now, how these forms are liberated in space, how they even have this ability to move via color, is also about the way Rothko handles the edges of these floating cloud-like forms. Rothko layered zone over zone over zone of paint. Here we can see a very bright blue, almost totally overpainted by a dark burgundy. It appears that Rothko often flared out paint, one layer over another, and as we look at the edges, we realize that there's kind of a buzzing sensation as these two colors compete for our attention and almost vibrate against one another. To further allow these forms to float off and away from the surface of the canvas, Rothko often softened the corners of these forms, and here we see something called a turpentine burn, where the artist likely took some solvent